Imagine the ones who keep acting attached to leech. I am no pastor, but actually preaching. Look up these lyrics and actually read. That was where it all began. Had to put in work. Every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your main man here, Big Smitty, aka D Nice, and this is the Porch. Welcome. Man, we are so excited right now to have another episode for you this week. And every single week, we want to bring you something new, something fresh, and kind of bring something bigger and better, man. But before we announce our special guest for today, we got to shout out to our sponsor, Bet Online. Right now, it's the perfect time, man, for all you sports fans. It's NBA season, it's UFL, etc. So for all the sports gamblers out there right now, if you're looking to play some bets, go to betonline.ag and use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, and get 50% plus welcome bonus. But without further ado, like I said, man, been looking forward to this episode for a little time now. This woman is a model, a music artist, an entertainer, Netflix star, one half of the twin cannons, the one and only Cydney-Elise. Welcome to the Porch.
Hello. So glad to be here. So excited. This is Tia Spells, the author, the actress as well. She was also on the show with me on Netflix, and we're so happy to be here.
Of course, man. Amazing. We have, to have you both on here is such an honor. Kind of getting straight to it, really. I found you guys from watching the show on Netflix. The brand new show, the Magic Prank Show, was on Netflix. I started binge watching it, and your episode stood out to me. One, just both of you ladies, your personality was phenomenal. It was hilarious. Before we dive into like kind of both your background and kind of you as an entertainer, talk about how that got set up. Like, what was the process like to get on that show, and kind of give us the full nine there.
So the process for that show, they were looking for real people for this one because it is reality TV, and we just fit the description. But actually, it was for friends. And I was like, you know what? I have the perfect person for this. And then it turns out, it was my mom. And so they ended up loving the fact that she was my mom. And then we just went with it. And it was such a fun experience. It was honestly difficult trying to make sure, because my mom asked a lot of questions. She asked a lot of questions, but we made it happen and it worked out.
Now, that was going to be my next question for you, Tia. Like, how surprised were you, like, once, because watching the show, I'm like cracking up the whole time, because obviously as fans, we know what's going on, but you were really like into it. The date seemed like it was going well. The guy seemed like he was a good dude, and then weird stuff just started to happen back to back to back. Talk about just from your perspective, like what your experience was like.
Well, I was kind of shocked and shook because 9 times out of 10, people never agree with what I say. They have the opposite answers for everything, but everything I was saying, he was going with it. I'm like, maybe I've been going about this all wrong, I'm like, oh, okay. And then he did a couple of things were kind of weird, like when he put his hand over the flame. That's something that I'm notorious for. Now, the length of time that he did it was kind of scary, but I was like, man, he's kind of weird like me, it was kind of weird. So that part was cool. But then when he started talking about people that weren't there in the red dress, and he started doing all these strange things, I just wanted to disappear. I was just like, I was just really kind of shook. And I was also, I was out there, and my daughter had an appointment, or that's what I thought. She had an appointment in the Valley. So I was texting her in the very beginning, like, can you come? Because I didn't think he was going to show up. He didn't show up for a while. I was just sitting there for like a long time by myself. Right. So there's a lot of different things that you can't tell from the show, but it was worked out okay in the end.
Man, I love it. So I remember it was one particular scene when I think the waiter came back, and you had like asked him, has he seen the guy? And he was like, what guy? You like, the guy that was right here, he had a red shirt on, or whatever the case was. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. At that point, I would have lost my mind. I ain't gonna lie. I would have been like, am I tripping? Am I high? What's going on?
Well, see, here's the crazy part is a part that wasn't in the show. I had a bill for like $300 and something for the Dom. So I was like, you didn't see the guy that was sitting there? I was like really tripping because I'm about to get in my car and have to bust down, have to pay $300 something for this, Dom and I don't even drink. So I
Right.
was like, ugh. I'm like, you didn't see the guy? And he brought the picture over and I looked at it and then I was just like, I mean, I was kind of freaking out. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to do with that. So I'm like, have I been here by
Like,
myself?
am I tripping? Like, is this
and when
real?
he jumped and disappeared and I couldn't find him, like I was looking, there was nothing there. And then I started looking at everybody else, like y'all didn't, I was tripping. I was really tripping. So yeah, he
I
got
love
me.
it.
They got me good.
Great job.
We was in the back cracking up. I was like, oh my gosh, she's tripping.
Man, I love it, man. And I think that's the perfect segue too to just kind of dive into both of you, kind of your connection as mother and daughter. It's very unique. It's like obviously, it's the mother-daughter part of it, but I also look at you as like a friendship too, because you go to your content, you both are hilarious, always making fun videos, dancing, got like I did a deep dive going through all your content. I just caught myself like an hour long just laughing. It's just every single thing. Just talk about just that unique dynamic y'all you both have as mother-daughter, but also as friends, I would say.
Yeah, well, my mom is definitely one of my best friends. That's my dog, like my born roll dog. Like
Yeah.
we do everything together. And when we started making content, it was during COVID, and so we didn't take it seriously. We're just like, oh, let's just make videos. We got time, and so we
Right.
started making all these funny videos. And we're like, you know what, like. This is great because people finally get to have like a little insight on our personalities. Like everyone doesn't get to see that side of us.
And
And
never get to see that side of me.
yeah,
They get to
they
see
see it on me sometimes, but like they never get to see it on her. So I was like, once we started making the content and making like funny videos, it was great. And then people are always shocked that we're mother and daughter. Like nobody ever believes that we're mother and daughter anyway. So that factor plays in because they're like, what? She's 50.
Right.
What? What do you mean? Like, no way. You guys are friends. You guys are capping. Like,
nope.
yeah.
Daughter.
So
That was gonna be my question too. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, how many people be asking you like, is this your sister or your friend? Because like you look good, black woman. You look good. You look young. You look, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not surprised that people get that, and especially seeing that y'all are so just fun and lively. You don't get that oftentimes with mother daughters, unfortunately. And I think it's dope to see to see that side of you both and express that kind of those full personalities of you both.
yeah.
And it's genuine. Like literally, since she's been born, she's been the perfect person, the perfect friend. We do everything together. Everything I like: skydiving, hang gliding, jet skiing, kayaking, shooting guns, going to the range, riding horses. Everything I like to do, she likes to do it. So what better person than my daughter to do it with? So that's how we got really, really close, because she didn't never say no. She was like, okay,
Down to try anything, almost anything,
at least once.
Got you.
Almost anything.
I love that there. Now the one thing I'm kind of the same way. The skydiving, that's my one fear right there that I probably take a back seat. But I do
you actually do it,
It's a thrill.
man.
Really?
It's like soaring above the clouds, like a bird. Like you get to see everything. It's beautiful.
Like if you like roller coasters, you will like skydiving because it is just like nothing ever. It's very like ethereal, like very worldly. Like it's crazy. Yeah, the experience is great.
Yeah.
Honestly, life is short. You gotta live life on the edge.
Life is to be lived.
Yes.
That's it.
Don't wait to live your life. Live it now.
Y'all preaching right now. I got a clothing brand. It's a fitness wear. It's literally called Live for Today clothing brand. It's that same message. I might have to hook both of y'all up. We can talk about that offline though.
Yeah, facts.
Switching gears here though. One question that we often love to start off with, and usually I got my co-host Bolo. He couldn't make it. He had a situation that popped up with family back at home, so I'm holding it down solo, which is perfectly fine here. But one question we love to do to start off our show is ask this one simple question. And we always say simple because it sounds simple, but it's really kind of deep when you think about it. So I'll ask you both. So who is Cydney and then who is Tia? How would you answer that question?
You want me to go first?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's actually a funny question because the way I started my life is not the way that it is now. Like I was a competitive gymnast for 15 years and I like eat, live, breathe gymnastics. Like that was my life. Trained 30 hours a week since I was like 8 years old. Like that was it. So when I blew out my shoulder and had a career-ending injury in college, I really had to ask myself, like, who is Cydney? What is so like, what does Cydney like to do? Who is she without gymnastics? She's not Cydney the gymnast. She's Cydney and does gymnastics. So really having to separate the two. And I went through this like really like deep depression, was like battling anxiety bad, just trying to figure out who I was, because it was like that was everything. And then in the drop of a hat, it was gone. And so I would say that Cydney is a person who is an optimist and likes to live life to the extreme, but also it's just life is too short not to live. Life is too short not to love on your people and give them their flowers while they're here. So Cydney is a present person who wants everything I want out of this world, and I'm gonna get it.
I heard that.
So yeah.
I love it.
It's
Tia?
all right. So it's my turn. And I'm kind of 100% everything. So if I'm going to be a mom, I'm 100% a mom. If I'm going to be a children's book author, I'm 100% in. Everything I do, I'm all in. So I would say, I don't know if I can be put in a nutshell, but I'm a humanitarian. I'm a thrill seeker. I love the world. I want the world to be a better place. So in everything that I do, I want to make sure I add to that. So it's like, I want to do everything that I can to make this world a better place now. And that means everybody having a good time. That means everybody being smarter. That means helping that senior person or that child get, understand what's going on in their life. So everything that I can do to make this world a better place is what I do. And that's pretty much, does that make sense? And I'm a comedian after hours. What's my hours, you say?
Between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., she is the funniest person you will ever meet. Most people don't get to meet her.
You gotta be
between
close.
11 p.m. and 4 a.m., she is the funniest person I've ever met.
Almost like Gremlins. Like after
okay.
I look at something else.
Hands down.
That would be my follow-up question. I'm like, why those? That's a real tight window right there. It's like a lot of people gonna miss out because those are real particular special hours that most people won't be in your presence.
Yes.
Well, that's why Raw Uncut helps people to see who I really am. Because for me, I'm very serious. I'm very kind, but I don't let people get me messed up. You know what I mean? I make sure so people really think, oh, she's so serious. She's this and that. She doesn't smile much. I smile all the time.
She's very sweet. Like people don't think that she's just a mean person.
No.
They just don't know that she's goofy.
Right.
And like she's like very loose and like
They know I'm very regimented and I follow the rules and I do stuff like that. So when they see that side, they don't know there is another side, but there are. Yeah.
That's why you should never assume. You should never assume.
That's right.
Get to know people more.
It's gonna make an ass out of you and me.
Come on now. You said it. So one thing I've noticed from both of you is that you're both creatives in different ways. Obviously, Tia, you're an author, you're a comedian, you're both influencers. Obviously, Cydney, you make music, you're a model. Just talk about where the love for just entertainment and creativity, like where that stemmed from.
We'll start at the root. She brought me here. We'll start at the root.
Well, I actually do a lot more than being a children's book author came along late in life.
Yeah.
Before I was a personal trainer. I'm a black belt in Kung Fu, a blue belt in Wushu. I was almost a professional boxer. I pretty much, I do gymnastics. I do anything that my body will allow me to do, I'm going to do it. So, and then when I was singing for Quincy Jones's record label back in the day, music and acting, which is what she's great at, that's what I was doing. So that's why I enjoy doing readings with her. I enjoy writing music and writing my books. So we're just,
and she does stunts.
Yeah, I do stunts as well. But I also want to say her grandfather, my dad, is where all of it, most of it came from. Yeah. He was an artist. He was a poet, which she's a published poet as well, because she hasn't covered that. But he was an artist, a poet. My grandfather sang with Mahalia Jackson. I'm sure don't nobody know who that is, but sang with Mahalia Jackson. My dad didn't want me to sing, but every skill that we have, he was an athlete and a scholar. So I'm all about athleticism and
It's kind of just like
academic
trickled
from
down.
him to me to
Yeah.
her to my son.
And then
you
my
know.
dad as well. He's also very artsy and creative, and
your
was an
grandma,
athlete as well. And
she's
so
got
it's
it.
kind of, yeah, I got it
In the
on me.
blood.
Yeah, it's in the blood for sure. But yeah, so she's from Chicago. I'm from Atlanta. But my parents moved us to LA when I was like 7, 8. And during that time was when I first started in entertainment. So I started acting, I started modeling. And then gymnastics kind of ended up just taking over
She was a
because
beast.
I was just training too much. So I couldn't train 30 hours a week and be making auditions and going to school. It was just too much.
Right.
So I ended up putting entertainment on the side, on the back burner for 15 years. Went
While
to
she was
school.
winning, she was winning.
Yeah, hey.
It was a successful career, but once I was done, instead of going to law school, I was like, you know what? I still got that itch for entertainment. Like, let me just see, because I can
Take a
always
little
go back
gap
to law
year and
school. I was
go
like,
back.
let me take some time off from school and see. And now I'm a full-time entertainer. So my brother and I, our group Twin Cannons, we have a show that will also be on a streaming platform either later this year or the top of next year. Yep, and that's our show. So that's not like us on, that's our show.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So excited for that. So, and then really just out here grinding with my acting agents and stuff for commercials, TV, film, all that jazz. Now that the strike is over, thank God.
Ooh, man. Yeah.
Man.
See,
And
I work at Fox Sports so I'm a social media producer for a studio show at Fox Sports. So I'm in the entertainment space as well. And when that strike was going on, it didn't affect us specifically because it's a little, different, angle from the entertainment side. But every single day as I pull up to Fox Studios, everybody outside with the picketing, and it was going on for so long, I was getting nervous because I have a few friends who are in the industry as well, and even they were like, yeah, I don't know how long this is going to last. And talk about that aspect just a little bit. Like, was that a little nerve-wracking at that time, you being an entertainer and not really knowing what was going to happen?
100%. And even like while we were striking, before I was with my new agency, now I was with the boutique agency, which was smaller. And so I was really stressed because things were real rough. And I was like, of course, as soon as I recommit to entertainment, this happens. Like, I was in my head like, dang, I'm going to have to go to law school in a minute. Like,
if they don't figure something out, I am.
Yeah. But thankfully, things have calmed down. But I mean, with all this AI stuff, that's getting scary too, as far as entertainment goes, because in a minute they're not going to need us. But
and that was one of the things that you all were fighting for, if I'm not mistaken. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. So they were trying to use AI to, like, for example, let's say you went and acted for a film, right? And they would scan you or however way they do it, and basically use that AI version of you for like the rest of any of the movies or shows they ever had, and they would just use that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That seems so criminal, because that's taking a person and then taking full advantage of something that they should be profiting off of. So that is awful, and I hope that never comes to fruition. That's Seriously. Terrible.
So yeah, it was very rough. Things are still as far as entertainment goes, because everyone's kind of just trying to like get back in the swing of things,
right?
In new, time and space, new technology, new, just everything. So I don't know. All I can do is pray,
I think it's
that
a double-edged.
Yeah,
pardon me, baby. I think it's a double-edged sword, because although it's good, it just like technology today takes away from natural creativity. When I was in school, I went to the junk drawer and I would have some of the best projects, better than all the parents that were buying everything from Michael's and buying all the stuff for their kids, because I had to create it. I had to think about, what could this be? And, what can I use this for? So I would have these elaborate things made out of nothing. You lose that when you have like a source that actually can run it. You know what I'm saying? So each individual is losing their own personal creativity. Yeah. And that's something that we don't want to do. We don't want to lose our creativity.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 1,000%. Do you feel like, obviously, you have more experience than us, Tia? Do you feel like times are kind of like too easy for us now compared to when you were growing up? Meaning that, kind of adding to what you said, the technology is so big right now that even little stuff I catch myself, like when it comes to texting. Sometimes I've caught myself forgetting how to spell certain words because I'm so used to spell check just filling in the rest of the word for me that now I'm like, dang, how do I spell this simple word? You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's almost to a point where they're helping us too much. That makes
That's
sense.
absolutely what's happening. I feel like it's a great thing. Again, that double-edged sword principle, because you're getting dumber and it's getting smarter.
Right.
You're getting lazier and you won't have a choice. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So you got to use your mind. You got to use your body. I believe in, I was a personal trainer for over 30 years, and I believe you have to be active. No matter what is available to you, find a way to get up and move. Same with your brain. My mom, and she looks very good for her age too. No, but I send her brain games all the time, because not only do you need to be physically fit, you need to be mentally fit, emotionally fit. And if you have technology taking over and all you have to do is, turn the lights on, Alexa, turn the lights on. Could you play this for me? What are you doing? I have,
You lose your self-sufficiency.
and a back injury from a car accident. And I hate to say that because I still do stunts and I do martial arts, I do all these things. But me having that, I still want to park in the furthest parking space and walk, because there are days when I can't walk. You see what I'm saying? So I have to advocate for myself if I want to be here 120 years. You can't just say, oh, give me this pill or start this up for me, and I do nothing for myself. And I want them to stay independent and do what they need to do for themselves as well.
100%, babes. And it hit it right on the nail with that one, yeah.
Thank you. There I go again, getting too serious. So.
I see it. I love it, man. I love it. Let me ask you this, Cydney. So for all the new fans and viewers who first time meeting you right now, how would you describe your sound when it comes to music? Like, what kind of makes you and your brother, your group, unique?
I feel that we are unique. We've created this genre of conscious trap. So we take trap style beats and consciously rap over them, because what I feel like a lot of music lacks today is substance. Everyone likes the beats. That's great. But what are you saying? What message are you sending? What are the kids growing up and listening to and aspiring to be? Are they growing up, they want to be a stripper and they want to be a drug dealer and they want to do this because it's cool? Or are they being exposed to all of the other opportunities and things that they can get out of this world? And so what we really wanted to do was be able to put that substance back in music, but without it having that, like, I don't want to call it cliche, but like that stereotypical conscious sound, because everyone doesn't like that.
Right.
So we want it to sound like your favorite pop song. We want it to sound like your favorite hip hop song or R&B song. But when you actually listen to the words, you're like, yo, they actually talking about some shit though. Like they're really saying something though. And when you listen back, it's like, consciously, the things that you're feeding your mind, even through your music, now has substance. And so that's what makes us different. And there's no sibling duos out, no brother sister duos out. So we've really created our own lane, and we really just want to continue to pave it out and make a way for everyone else, because there's nobody doing it.
Right. You got to be courageous. You got to be brave to speak on things that nobody's trying to listen to.
Yeah.
And I always taught them, because I manage them, that we want all the fans, but everybody ain't gonna rock with you. But the ones that do, they will. So you continue to do what you do, and everybody will find, they'll find you. The ones that are on that wavelength, and they slowly, people are slowly gravitating, and that's what has to happen. You got to stick to what is true to you.
And creating your own. And that's why we created our show Next Up, to create a space for local artists to be. We wanted to create a safe haven for creatives to help grow. LA, and really just in entertainment period, everyone's like, I gotta climb on top of everyone to get to the top. When really, if you spread your network across instead of trying to spread it up, you will grow, and now everyone can rise, and now you have a whole team with you.
Right.
So what's been great about it we've not only have we, like, when people watch our show in like I'll give it like 5 to 7 years, at least 5 to 7 of our artists are gonna be superstars by then. Yeah.
We have
So
some
we're
really
we're
good
gonna be
talent
the
come
show
through
that
there.
people look back and it's like, oh my God, remember when Mulatto was on Rap Game? Yeah. Oh my God, remember when so and so was on Next Up? Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like been a mutually beneficial thing. My brother and I host the show. Obviously, we're not competing in it because it's ours,
Yeah.
but we've been able to grow our hosting skills. We've also been able to grow our just creative community and also just use that same exposure for our own music
Right.
and really creating that
Because they get to perform
family
as well.
Yeah, like we perform every show and it's just created a family, and that's what I love and that's what makes us different because I don't care about, oh, I want to be signed to this label or I want this or I want these shoes. The materials and all of the things that people are so oversaturate our industry.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. I care about the substance, and that's what makes us different.
Everything else will come.
That, first of all, shout out to you, man. That's beautifully said, first of all, but then second of all, just the fact that you found a niche that only you and your brother has really even attacked. Me personally, I haven't heard of the trap music mixed with the conscious music, but it makes so much sense because you hit the nail on the head. Like I catch myself in a car bobbing to the beat because it sounds nice, but then when you think about what they're actually saying, you're like, this, I don't relate to none of this. I ain't out here. I ain't selling drugs. I ain't shooting nobody. I ain't doing none of this. But the beat sound good, so I'm just vibing to it. But now you're putting the best of two worlds together. It can be very powerful, man. I can see the vision. So shout out to you for having the vision and having the courage to step out on faith and go in your own unique direction.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's all we're trying to do. Because I mean, I want the kids to look up to somebody who actually is going to be influential in a positive way, in a healthy way. I don't want the kids to grow up and be like, oh, well, I gotta do this and I gotta marry a rich guy and I gotta shake my dollar and no, you don't.
Exactly, no.
Because I've lived a lot of lives. I'm only 26 and I've lived a lot of lives. And it's just that's not it.
Yeah.
You can live 1,000 lives and they don't have to be that.
Right.
That's real.
And when they started writing their music, just to interject for one moment,
for sure.
I try to tell them, talk about what's real to you. Like one of her first songs that never got released, everybody was in love with it. It was called Lost. And everybody thought it was a love song about this great guy that she had lost, but it was about her losing gymnastics and how hard that was for her. But if you talk about what's true to you, everybody is going to relate to it in their own way when they hear it. And it's just like art. What it means to piece of artwork will mean one thing to one person and a total different thing to another. So you just talk about what's true to you, and that's what reaches people. So that's what they try to do.
Yeah.
Speak about their own.
And there's a quote that I always say when I'm talking about my poetry books, is what it means to me and what it means to you might be two completely different things, but it still hits.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to write that down somewhere. Like that's real. I love it.
That's what matters.
Man, that's beautiful. And I always try to preach just being authentic because at the end of the day, people try to copy different things, but no one can be Cydney more than Cydney. No one can be Tia better than Tia. So like I just think just being you is the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to copy nor the wave nor the style. So that's dope.
Can I say one thing about that?
Come on, do your thing, Tia. Yeah.
Well, with what you were just saying, when I first started writing my children's books, my father was a teacher for like 40 years. And I never wanted to, when I say never wanted to be a teacher, that was not my jam. I did not want to do that at all. Yeah. But when he passed on, rest in peace, hundreds of people came up one after the other. Everybody wanted to say something, and they were talking about how he had affected their lives and made them become better people and helped them to learn when they thought they couldn't learn anything. Well, when that happened, I decided I have to figure out a way to take the way he taught us from the kitchen table and give it to those kids that don't have a parent at home that may know how to do this so that they can have that. And when I went to my first event, it was like 300 families, I believe in Malibu. And all these artists that have been doing this, not artists, but authors that have been writing or in the game for like 10 years. And it was my first piece of work. and they had only had one book, and they said that I did the best. And then all of the authors bought my books too. I'm like, oh, I wanted to do this because they had 10 years of followers.
Right.
And they went and replicated what I put in my books. And since they had fans, they came and they were buying that. But everyone told me, they said, don't worry about it, because they don't even know, they know what you did now, but they don't know where you're going. I had a whole series. Now I have 9 works, and my books just got into 5 LAUSD schools. They've picked them up. They want more. So I'm just going to continue to do me. And if everybody remembers that within themselves, everybody has something to offer. You just have to figure out what it is that you have and how the best way to get it out to the people.
Yeah.
So you got to be authentic with yourself and just keep going, because nobody knows. Even the AI doesn't know where I'm going with something. It can only go where it logically thinks to go.
Man, and a lot of things in life that a lot of opportunities you might take on or move is not logical. You're moving by faith. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love me some God, so I ain't trying to change no conversation.
Hey.
But a lot of
Look, I got faith on my wrist right here.
come on now. So a lot of decisions we make, it ain't logical. So like you said, a lot of people, they won't even understand your next move, which is dope. One quick thing, completely off track, but before I forget, Tia, you said you're from Chicago, right?
Originally.
Originally. So I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a Midwest guy. I live in LA now. I moved out here because of the opportunity at Fox Sports. So I've been out here for about 6-7 years now. My co-host, I wish he could have been on here because he's from Chicago. Y'all could have had some quick. I know, man. He would have came. Bolo, if you're listening in, or when you listen in, man, we wish you could have been on here for the Chicago background.
Today.
Yes.
He's got to run it back. We'll run it back.
Exactly, for sure. But I had to shout out Chicago, man. Anytime I get some Midwest family on here, it always feels good. Yeah.
And I had family in this, I don't know if you heard of it, but Muncie, Indiana. You're Indiana, Indianapolis. I had some relatives in Muncie. Yeah.
Hold on, time out. See, guy working mysterious. So me and my co, we played football at Ball State University, which is in Muncie, Indiana.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
I actually knew a girl who went to Ball State too. She was a gymnast over there.
Oh wow.
Man, that's
small
crazy.
world, small world.
What? That is hilarious, man. Because usually, out here in LA, you bring up Indiana, first of all, they're like, what? And then let alone Muncie, they're like, that's a whole nother, like.
Shanice is from Indiana, actually.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
My best friend's from Indiana too. That's crazy.
That's crazy. You a few years younger I'm 30, so you're a few years younger than me, but who knows? Maybe I know your best friend if I seen her somewhere.
Hey, her sisters are older, so maybe.
Dang, okay. See, we got to connect now. We might be family. This is meant to
Are
be.
you my cousin?
Right.
Are you my cousin?
It might be. I don't know. Hey, everything happens for a reason. I love it. So, all right, real quick, going back to the music before we switch gears, you have a song dropping soon, I believe, called The Ick.
Yes.
Can we please talk about The Ick? Has it dropped yet, or is it dropping soon? What can you say about it?
So The Ick is dropping this week. It's dropping, is it Friday? It's either dropping Friday or Sunday. So make sure you follow Twin Cannons Music for the release date. Basically The Ick, we wrote it back in 2020, and it was when on TikTok everyone was starting to like talk about the ick, and I mean everyone's always had it, but it wasn't like a popular like trendy thing. And so I had started writing this song, and it was fire, and I was like, yo, we got to do something with this. Sat on it for like 4 years. A couple months ago, I was going through like our beats and stuff, and I was like, let me see like what I got in the vault. Like, let me see what some old stuff we got. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. I forgot about this song. So now the vibe, it's like an old like 2000s type vibe. Fire. So excited for it to drop. Everybody, I hope TikTok eats it up. I hope everybody eats it up because it's so relatable.
But you got to ask him about if he's ever had the ick.
Have you ever had the ick?
I think we all done had the ick now. We all done had the ick. I think that's something.
I know
everybody done had the ick. Come on.
So tell us about a time when you had the ick. What gave you?
So first of all, you said this Friday or this Sunday is dropping, right?
Yes.
For all the fans. So make sure y'all tune in, and they should follow your page to find it, or what's the best way to?
Twin Cannons Music.
Twin Cannons Music. I just want to make sure I plug it in, but before before we move on there. So the time that I had the ick. I mean, listen, man. I think I'm trying to think of the best story here that I had the ick real quick. You put me on the spot, T. You put me on the spot. Let me see. I think it's a situation probably when I was younger though, right? Probably when I was in high school, I think freshman year. I know there was a certain shorty that I was trying to talk to, trying to get her attention, trying to potentially date and get to know who she is or whatever the case may be. And it was something about her where like we were hanging out. I'm high school, so I think we went to the movies, and I ordered some popcorn, and we bring the pop. We're eating the popcorn, whatever. And as a man, I don't know what it is. Maybe at that time, I'm just assuming that as the woman, I don't mind my woman eating good and doing your thing, but she was grubbing though, like she was eating the popcorn like. And this is our first time hanging out. We at the movies.
So aggressive.
A little aggressive. So it was butter all over the face. So it was something about the situation where I'm like, that probably was like my ick, I would say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, this is a little too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So
aggressive, you aggressive me. Aggressive on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Aggressive. But no, hey, shout out to you because like the good thing, like you said, everybody has an ick story or has a situation. So that's the beauty of the song because everyone will be able to relate to it. And I think that's what makes it so dope. It doesn't have to just
be about a person. It can literally about anything.
Yeah.
Everyone has gotten the ick. Something in your life has turned you off. Something has made you like cringe. Something has done it for you that's just like, ugh. So this song is that. And everybody, like, hands down, late 90s, early 2000s was definitely one of the best times in hip hop, period.
Come on now.
So we bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Good vibes. It's going to make you move. It's going to make you groove. And it's catchy, so it's gonna be stuck in your head, and that's what we want.
We tapped in now. We're gonna be listening. Can't wait till it drops. So
excited.
So switching gears here a little bit. So we understand like the grind that you both are doing daily. All in the entertainment space, different avenues, giving back, etc. But when you're not working, when you're just relaxing or having a good time, like let's kind of educate the Porch fans on who you are away from the grind. You know what I mean? So like, I guess tell us like, what's a typical day when you're not working? What do y'all like to do for fun? Are you a beach ladies or you like to, what y'all doing?
Do love the beach. Definitely love the beach. I feel like with the things that we do for work, they really reflect who we are as people. And so a lot of the things that we do for work is what we do for fun as well. Like, we love being active. We love going to do fun things like activities, skydiving, ATVs, hang gliding, like we like to do fun stuff, but we're also very creative. We like to paint, have little paint and sip nights or go to the beach or go hiking. We love hiking. Love hiking.
Everything involves fitness and creativity.
Yeah, like
right.
Ever since they were babies, we would sit down at a table, put a centerpiece. Everybody would have their paper and their pencils, and we would all sketch what was right there, and then put our name and our date on it. And we did this ongoing all the time. We played games. We like family night, movie night. We really just enjoy living and everything that entails. So, we'll go to the gun range together. Yeah. We do archery together. Scott, it's just fun. Anything that's fun, because anytime I'm not having fun, I'm working. So, and taking trips. She and I take a lot of trips.
Yeah, love big traveling. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
zip lining, whatever it is there is to do that's fun. I think we still haven't been parasailing, so that's one. We haven't. We still got a lot of things on the bucket list.
Add to the list.
Yeah, 100%.
I love it.
Videos. We like making TikTok videos. We don't have enough time. We like to make more.
Yeah,
I do, man. And when y'all do have the time, they're hilarious, man. Make sure y'all make sure everybody's following y'all other pages. It was Raw Uncut, correct?
Raw Uncut.
Yeah.
All uncut, man. I love it.
__undot_. Yeah. There we go.
There it is. So moving on to like our quick hitters, we like to end the show with some more loose, fun questions here, just to kind of get your opinion on a few different things. So a few questions here before we'll close out the show. So start off with this one. I'm a foodie, so I gotta ask you this. What's the best restaurant or your favorite restaurant here in LA? I need both y'all answers.
Oh, you need to get Sydney's answer.
Best. Feel like it depends on what food you want.
Break it down. I mean, take your time. Take your time.
She's more of a foodie than
The
me.
best.
I'm a Mexican guy, but I eat whatever. But like I love me some Mexican food. Some good Mexican food. You never
Food
lose.
is good. If you want like a good Mexican spot, what's good? I feel like a local spot that's pretty good for like Mexican food is Fiesta Martin's.
Ooh, come on now. Yeah.
Yes.
Inglewood.
He has to be bussin'. He has to be bussin'. I don't know. See,
Four Seasons got a
I'm
great
like
brunch.
I don't want to say I'm a fake foodie because I do love, I'm not a fake foodie. Like I do love food and going to like new restaurants and stuff like that. But I feel
All
like
the
I'm
time.
not, it's not all the time. She's gassing it right now. I don't know. Like I love food, but I'm not like obsessed with food.
Right.
So a lot of times I'll go for the experience of something versus like, oh my God, I can't wait to try this meal or whatever. So like it's for the
vibe.
Yeah,
That's what she's
the
about.
vibe, the aesthetic, the experience of the place is more of my vibe. And I like taking pictures of the food, even though I don't do anything with
She
pictures.
never posts them. She has 8 million pictures of everything she's ever eaten.
I don't know.
I can't judge you. Hey, you go through my phone, it's the same way. I got
Like-
pictures, video, but I will post them every now and then in my story at least. So I will do that every now and then.
Sometimes I need to. A long time ago, my grandma was like, why don't you just create a food page? You're such a foodie. And I was like, am I though? Because like I think
she's a bruncher. She loves brunch.
I do
for
love
the
brunch.
aesthetic and going. That whole brunch thing is made for her.
College did
She
it.
likes
for us,
to get
though.
dressed. She likes.
We
to
were
go.
brunchers though. Like House of Queens. So my house in college,
They were
was four of us.
gorgeous. Oh my god.
But
All of
my house in college, we were called House of Queens,
I
and
love it.
we used to brunch all the time. And then like our other, like all of our homies and stuff, like that was our thing. Like whenever we would go do stuff, we would go brunch. But I'm talking like real brunch, like mimosas, everything be loaded on a Sunday, like
Feeling good.
brunch for real.
Brunch.
Brunch. Yeah. You definitely not gonna need lunch after that.
Well, hey, you might have to, take your grandma's advice and start that page at some point. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
You already got the content and you just got to drop it at this point,
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
too much content though. It's just so much content of everything that I need an assistant for real.
I feel you. Nah, it's tough. People don't understand social media is a full-time job, man. Like it takes a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I got you. So okay, next question. This was for both of you.
Okay.
Would you rather have no more music for the rest of your life or no more working out? So you have no ability to work out for whatever reason. So no more music or you can't work out. You got to pick one. Take your time. I know this is extremely tough.
You answer. And then I'll answer after.
Okay.
No music or no working now.
That's tough, ain't it? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, she plays electric guitar too, so I want to see where she goes.
Okay, no music as in like there's just no music.
Like you can't listen to music, you can't make music.
Listen to music.
Like music just ain't a thing. Like so, you watching a movie, ain't no music back in the background. Like you just no music. Like just no music.
Music is the soundtrack to my life.
It's like hard to even imagine. Like it's that's what I'm saying. It's tough. But working out though, you want to look good. Summer's on the way. Mental health, everything connected.
Stress.
You was a gymnast. Like I don't know.
No, you got to give an answer.
I mean, I would have to pick. I know. I would have to pick probably music because like I can sing, I can rap, so it's like can't nobody stop me from doing that. I just can't, it just won't be everywhere else.
Yeah.
I guess.
So that's what you would give up?
The music? I can't give up working out. Forever?
I'll say this
Forever?
is my child because my answer is I definitely am never giving up working out. I gotta be fit. I gotta be
forever.
I mean,
Yeah, that would be.
I can't even
horrible.
imagine. I didn't even, and this is no offense to my babies. I didn't even want to be pregnant because I didn't want to. I didn't
Oh, I
want
knew
to.
we knew.
I didn't want to have. You knew what?
But
Oh,
you
you
didn't
already
want
knew it.
kids,
Yeah, I like doing things entirely too much. I think that I've already given them like a directive if I'm unable to, like some horrible catastrophic accident
Knock on
happens.
wood, knock on wood, knock
Yeah,
on
I'm like, you
wood.
don't even have to bring that up.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I just have to be able to do
Move.
things. Yeah. Because I can't help people if I can't move. So I have to be able to work out. I have to be able to, it gives me life. Like
Yeah.
I like being sore. I embrace it. I just
I feel
love.
like they're both though, because even if you weren't working out, there's things you can do to work out that aren't considered like working out. Like they're not saying
Could
you
I
can't
still
dance. They're not
skydive and
saying,
hang
you
glide?
know,
I just
yeah,
couldn't
like,
train.
Yeah, you still skydive.
you're
Yeah.
like you can still do everything.
I didn't
It's
hear
just-
that.
I mean, I wouldn't call you wouldn't call skydive working out technically, would you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I could still do
And then I can't remove walking. That doesn't make sense. So I guess technically speaking, you can still walk.
Yeah, you can dance. You can do. There's stuff you can do. So really, it could go either way, because you could. There's ways around it.
Y'all smart. I love how y'all found the loopholes around
we really working it out.
Hey,
like,
'cause I'm
okay.
like, that sounds like a horrible life.
I'm not doing
Right.
it just sounds like I'm in a wheelchair or on life support or something when you say I can't work out. So
Like, damn.
She thought the worst possible thing. She's like, I can't move. I can't talk.
She's paralyzed. Like,
Right. It ain't that serious, T. It ain't that
you can't
serious.
go to the gym. Nobody say you can't run.
Oh, I
You
can work
can't-
out outside. Okay, never mind. Let's get off. Let's get off.
I love it. I love it. Okay, two more. And these last two gonna be fill in the blank. So fill in the blank. My biggest turn on from a man is blank.
Turn on.
Turn on.
Biggest.
Ooh.
I love the dramatic spin.
You
And
know,
the
because
turn.
it's quite a few.
Yeah,
But I
so
would
you're going
say
Keep it. This is the porch. Keep it real.
it's between two things,
Give me two then.
and nobody's gonna like them. But no, nobody's gonna like them.
Oh man.
I like height, and I like academics. That
Oh,
brain gotta be working. You gotta be. I'm a sapiosexual. I gotta have
Yeah,
that
100%.
mental academic stimulation. If they don't have that, they going nowhere fast. It's like you running in place.
Yeah.
That's
Before you answer though, can you be specific when you say height? What's the number that the men need to get? I don't know y'all situation. Y'all ain't got to tell me. I don't know if y'all single, whatever. That's your business. But if hypothetically, if you are single and if a man was to come in your presence, what is the height expectation?
my favorite height is 6'3" to 6'7".
Oh yeah, you got to be tall.
6'7's a no for her. Perfect height for her would
This
be
is
like
me
6'2"
talking.
to like 6'5", because she's
I've lost an
She's-
inch. So I'll go
she's-
6'3" because it's my dream.
I'm fun
6'3".
size, she's bite size. So that's the difference.
6'3"
Like,
to 6'6", then 6'3" to 6'.
6'2" to 6'5".
Hold on. How tall are you, Tia?
Don't want to know. We're gonna go
She's-
ahead and keep that.
she's-
We're gonna keep that.
I'm 5'3", so I'm fun size. She's
I'm smaller
bite
than
size.
her.
She's 5.
Are you serious? Don't tell my height. Telling my height. I'd rather you tell my age than my height. Don't tell my height. No.
She's
Hold
taller
on.
than-
Height's not a bad. Like being short ain't a bad thing.
I know everybody loves it for me, but let me just say for all the short people that love being short or hate being short, when you are short, you are just think of Coachella.
Okay.
You are at armpit and butt level. Everywhere the smoke goes.
But
and
you on the shoulders with it now. You how you doing, sir? My name
now,
is
you
Tia.
know what?
Can I go on the shoulders?
But
We good.
that's where the 6'3" to 6'6" come. Because now I'm up on the tall shoulders and I'm in the clouds watching it. I like being short for that reason.
I'm gonna be
But-
real though. You short enough to where if a good 6 foot man to me could get, because that's tall as hell to you. Respectfully, 6 foot is super. Respectfully, I like short women. Ain't nothing wrong. I think short. I mean, beauty comes in different shapes and sizes, of course, but short women ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what? Let me break it down a little further because height kind of does it for me. Height
And Sydney, don't forget, we ain't forgot about you either. Yeah, we coming to you next.
With height, being a black belt in kung fu, a blue belt in wushu, and almost a professional boxer, I got a lot of masculine energy. I can probably get with anything 6'2" and under. So if you're gonna wear the pants in the house, you got to come up a little taller than my bravado. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like 6'3" and up
100%.
because I got a lot of masculinity and I need somebody to, be able to knock
Put
that
you in your
back.
place a little bit.
Yeah.
Not put their hands on me.
No,
No. I
You
said
know
put
what
you in
I
your
mean?
place, not hands on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I might just try somebody 6'2" and under and be like, I can take him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might just really think that. So it's better to be
We don't want to
taller.
emasculate a man. So
Right.
we need a man that's overly macho, but not with like toxic masculinity.
Right.
Like, for
None
me,
of that.
Like a man who's very. I'm a little boy. Like, respectfully, I'm a little boy. Like, I really am. I dress like a little boy. I act like a little boy.
But she's
I am a little boy, but I'm a girl. But
Of course, I got you. I know what you mean.
So it's like I need a man to be able to make me not be.
Make her more feminine.
Yeah, like
yeah,
exactly.
Because she's a tomboy. She got
y'all like a man's man, a old school. Come change the oil, change the tires. Come in there with, can lift some weight, got some muscle to him. Can I see what y'all saying.
Yeah, because I don't need, if I'm lifting, I don't want somebody to be mad that I'm lifting because they can't lift. You see what I'm saying? So I need somebody that can match my energy.
There's a lot of feminine men out here too, by the way. I'm leaving it at that.
Yeah. You know, nothing wrong with them. They just ain't for me.
They just ain't for me. Yeah,
it's different. Right. Yeah.
So I would say for me, the macho, ness. Yes, I need that. And what else? Ooh, I do love it when a man smells good. Oh, that mess just make you melt. Yeah.
But see, those are not the high.
I know.
No, they can't smell bad. So like, it is high. Very high.
Body,
dental
face,
hygiene. I mean, I just gonna break it down. If you're not flossing every night with me and in the morning, we got a problem. I'm gonna need that floss happening on the regular.
But honestly, it's very nice too to see like a gentleman. So like for me, like a man who's like masculine and very like macho, but also a gentleman.
Yes.
Like, and very respectful, I love that.
I have never been on a dating app, but I went on there one time and I put all my little stuff in there and I came back with 0 matches.
Dang. See, I feel like your personality though, you are a meet in person type of vibe. Like you got to just be in the same place as you and just be blessed to be in your presence and just kind of naturally conversation just happens. The dating app, that ain't your personality. I'm not reading that.
I never have done that. Like it's just I filled it out the one time, got the no matches, and I was like, I figure so. I meet people. I can be in a room with 1,000 men that everybody loves. You know what I mean? Everybody, all the women is like, oh, they want him. Oh, I'm yelling. I'm sorry. And then in that room of 1,000 people, I may like 1 or 2. So if I'm
very picky, very selective,
but not picky.
Selective.
I'm just selective, and the things that I like are just things that should just be normal to me. I don't feel like it's anything that's like, oh, it's nothing like that's crazy.
I don't like it when they wear green. It's
not like nothing like that. These are normal things that I like. So yeah.
I love it. Okay, great answer. I hope all the fellas had a notebook out. Y'all said a lot right there, so I hope we got a list of everything that you like.
All right, take some notes. We trying to push y'all on.
I have no lip stuff on. I did not bother.
You're fine.
Okay.
Come on now, sister. Y'all good. Y'all good. All right, y'all. Last fill in the blank right here for both of y'all.
Okay.
And it's kind of tough, but I'm gonna just ask anyway. In 5 years, I will be blank.
Ooh.
Take your time, 'cause I know that's kind of like that's a tough one. But in 5 years, I will be blank. And you can take this whatever angle you want to go. It could be career-wise, relationship, whatever it is.
I'm gonna say something, and I have a lot of things that I would say, but one thing that I would like in 5 years, I'd like to be a Black female Dr. Seuss. I'd like to have my books absolutely everywhere for every child of every demographic to read and enjoy and learn from and pull away from, you know, the laptop and the iPads and just enjoy reading again. So I would like to be a part of that. You know, people really, my other daughter, she actually, can I say what she does?
Yeah.
She writes for Marvel and Netflix. But when she was in high school, she literally read 2.5 million words per month. She was a reader, and we don't have enough readers. The more you read, the smarter you become, all of those things, the more creative you become. And so with the books that I'm writing and the educational materials that I'm doing, I would like the whole world to be, I want to be a female Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
So that's something I can say in 5 years.
Beautiful.
Your turn.
I want to be in 5 years. I want to have created, I want to have a big enough platform in 5 years that people are not forced to listen to what I have to say, but my words will have so much influence over people in a positive way that I'm helping change the trajectory of the masses.
Beautiful. And y'all, one connection that y'all both said, it's like you both want to have impact just in different ways. It's through words, but yours is just through books and print. Yours is through your music, but nevertheless, it's through impact and impact the community. And since y'all just said it, it's now in the air. You just spoke it into existence. God is right here, and you just manifest. So now it's just a matter of it might happen in 3 years. Y'all keep playing.
Hey. And oh, never mind. I was gonna say, she and I also have a very huge project for the homeless that we want to get out. I think 5 years, it can be underway. I don't know if it'll be ready, but hopefully, you know, we can have that going as well. So just wanted to put that out there in the air too, since we were talking about it.
Put it all out there. And obviously we're all in LA, and we know how bad the homeless, you know, kind of situation is out here. So any help in that area is gonna be huge. So shout out to y'all, man. This has been an honor and a pleasure having you both on here. Amazing episode. Definitely just gained a new fan out of me. Gonna be checking out whatever y'all got going on: music, acting, books, modeling, TikToks. I'm locked in because I love the vibe and energy that y'all have. This is the time of the show before we close out for you to let the people know where they can find you. Any last things you want to shout out or let people know about? This is both of your kind of free time to announce that.
Make sure don't forget anything.
Well, it's been so fantastic being on here. We appreciate the Porch and the whole Porch family.
That's right.
We appreciate you guys so much. It has been such an honor. You can follow me on Instagram at Cydney.Elise. That's CYDNEY.ELISE. For our music, make sure you stream and follow Twin Cannons Music. If you're streaming it, the I is an exclamation and the S is a $. So it's TW exclamation NCANNON $. But on Instagram, it's just Twin Cannons Music. Yeah. Make sure you stay tuned for the ick. It's dropping this week, and y'all not gonna get enough of it. I can tell you that.
The ick, right. Get ready, y'all.
I want to thank the Porch and for you guys having us on. This has been fantastic. For my children's books, you can follow the number 4 ever, the number 4 kids, foreverforkids.com. You can see everything I've done, my interviews on KTLA and things like that. You can just go through the whole website. Also on Instagram, I am therealtia.szn, therealtia.scn. And I'm also on Forever for Kids, same number, Forever for Kids on IG as well.
I love it, man. Porch family, make sure y'all lock in, y'all tap in and support these amazing ladies. They got some dope things that they're already working on, and some even more things coming on in the future. So be sure, if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. We're on every single audio platform: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. And make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel as well. As always, Porch family, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And make sure that the best you is the best you. And we are out. Peace.
Yeah.
Started and actually reach, that was where it all began. Had to put in work, every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy.